Sometimes the best way to recharge is to unplug.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Talicia, and we're back with another episode of The Visual. So, if you've watched the last episode, you know I had a guest. I think my schedule, what I would like to do for the platform is to have one episode of me, one episode with the guest, one episode with me, one episode with the guest, and just keep going back and forth like that. And if some things change and one week I don't have a guest twice in a row, then that'll just be what it is. But that's kind of what I'm envisioning it to look like as of now. So if you haven't watched the last video, stop what you're doing right now. Stop, and go hit that link in the description to watch the second video first. And comment what you think. We were discussing the music industry and some trends that aren't, some artists coming out that aren't that good but are still trending. But by the title of this, you know that we're going to be diving into some more personal things, and hopefully this just brings healing to anybody who watches it. I'm hoping to get healing from it. The first rule, or the first step rather, to getting to your healing, you have to acknowledge it. Acknowledge what hurt you, what set you over the edge, what created this characteristic and this character trait within you. Is it a generational curse? Is it in your bloodline? Is it from the environment? So we're going to be talking about all of those things. And I just would like to give a disclaimer. I have my roommate's dog is here. So he is a handful. So if he starts running around acting crazy, I might have to, clip a little bit of this video. Yeah. Some of this video to make sure he's not doing weird stuff, because he likes to eat when I'm recording. He likes to run around and play when I'm recording. Any other time, he want to be calm, cool, collected. But as soon as I come out here in the living room with his little bed in the corner, he wants to give me a show. So, God, before we even start, God, allow me to articulate and say the right things, to not be ashamed or afraid to tell my story and who I am, and allow this to heal, to deliver, to set free somebody, anybody that may come across this. God, I just want more of you. Increase you and decrease me. In Jesus' name, amen. Heavy on the Jesus. Heavy on them, heavy on them. So before we even get started, definitely not a promotional video, because I don't have no promotions or no ad deals, no nothing, partnerships yet. Heavy on the yet. But this right here, I would definitely zoom in on this. But baby, the Women's Study Bible, and you can get it in whatever language, I think is the right word, version, I should say. Mine is the New International version, sorry. And I have a friend who put me on, Alyssa Pooh. She has the King James version. And she also put me on to these tabs, also from Amazon, to where you can go in and put them on the different, chapters, or what do they call, books of the Bible, to help you like learn where things are, so you aren't, flipping trying to find something. You just got the tabs to help you out and to show you exactly where to go. There's also in the back an index that like gives, if you're looking for things with forgiveness, which is what I've been on. I read Psalms 19 1 through 14 last night, I want to say, and it was good the way I dissected it, how I said I would apply it to my life. And yeah, it was a good read. And I was right, Psalms 19 1 through 14. Yeah. I'm actually going to read this before I even start diving into things. It reads, the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day, they pour forth speech. Night after night, they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. The statutes of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, giving joy to the heart. The commands of the Lord are radiant, giving light to the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The decrees of the Lord are firm, and all of them are righteous. They are more precious than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey from the honeycomb. By them your servant is warned. In keeping them, there is a great reward. But who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. We ain't even gonna get into like how I unpacked that and digested that last night, but I just had to read it for y'all because the back of the book has different, if you're going through worry, anxiety, depression, if you're sad, if you're feeling some type of way, if you just lost somebody, if you're going through a heartbreak, it has that back there to help guide you to what you should read and what touches on those things. So when I looked up forgiveness last night, when I went into prayer and when I prayed, y'all, I don't even know how long I was praying, but it was like well over like 10, 20 minutes, like maybe 30, 35, 40 minutes. And I was just in there pouring out to God and praying and crying and just asking God like for forgiveness for myself and like me to have it for other people, because I feel like that's what season I'm in my life. I've always struggled with forgiveness. And y'all hold on, Milo is, eating his bone. So feel a little bad, but I'm gonna have to take it from him because thank you so much, sir. Because you want to be acting crazy while I'm recording. This is crazy. You can't never have nothing nice. You just mess it all. Y'all, look at this. Over here chomping on this. Then took Dono Dan's half his head out of his head. All the stuffing. Lord, I'll be right back. Okay. And she's back. So what I was saying is that asking God to help me with forgiveness for myself for the decision I did. Decision, like my mouth, I know it did something crazy. For decisions I have made in the past that weren't the best and that weren't godly, that weren't respecting myself, that wasn't loving myself. And yeah, so we're just gonna hop right into where I think some of these things come from. And the reason why I got to this and started really reflecting on how I feel is because of Megan Ashley. If y'all watch Know For Sure, my podcast girlies, or even men that watch the podcast Know For Sure with B Simone and Megan Ashley, y'all see that they had whatever they had going on, which is none of my business, but Megan Ashley has now branched off to do her own podcast called In Totality. And I was just on her YouTube page and watching different things she's posted, watched her first episode she put out. Absolutely loved it. And came across 3 questions she said in something on her YouTube page that caught my attention. And the 3 questions were: do I have any unforgiveness towards anyone? Do I have jealousy built up in me? Who is God to me? When I say those 3 questions smacked me in my face, popped me on the back of my neck, stomped my toe, and I was like, well, Lord, the first question, a lot of people that I thought I forgave, when in actuality, all I did was just continue to live life, continue to move on, continue to push, and not realize how it damaged me over time. Damaged me in the sense of, I can look back at older videos of myself and there's this spark about me, this light about me that just radiated. And now I feel like it's not performative, but it takes a lot for me to show up as my best self and being happy, genuinely happy, because it's always something going on. Or I'm always overthinking. I'm an overthinker. So anybody else out there, overthinker, go ahead and just slip up that hand, that finger. Me too. I'm an overthinker. And so it just, you'll start feeling like, and letting the world and society tell you, you aren't enough. You're not doing enough. You're not worthy. You're not acceptable. Or you're the exception. So now you have to overperform to prove yourself once you've made it into the room. And I just want to get back to that happy girl, that happy place, that girl that just didn't care what the world thought, didn't care about other people's opinions of her, and just lived freely and boldly. And I write poetry. So was putting out a lot of poetry, didn't care if people liked it or didn't like it. I wrote it, so it's mine. If I like it or thought it was good in that time, then I put it out. Now, do I go back and read some of my stuff and I'm like, girl, you can write better than that. But I was young. Of course, you're gonna get better over time. We're if we're not. I'm not trying to tell y'all to watch. We're like fine wine. We get better over time. So yeah, those that caught it, so, yeah, I developed more as a writer, but it's like, oh, I would love to be that young girl again, just eager to put out my artistry and to just be creative. And if people don't like it, or if it's not my best work, to still be okay with putting it out. But let's hop into these questions. The first one: do I have any unforgiveness towards anyone? I wrote this and said, I think unconsciously, sorry, I do. I think it may be more anger than anything towards my family, and mostly my parents, because I felt for a long time maybe that my life could have been better had they waited to have sex and have me. So people that know me, I think I've spoken about this on like my actual podcast, Unapologetically Unplugged. The podcast version, not the visual, about how I had very young parents. My parents had me at 16 going on 17, both of them. And oh, I'm not trying to cry yet. But I used to feel like I ruined my parents' lives. I used to feel like my mom could have been so much more if she just decided not to keep me. And my dad as well. But like, we'll get into more while I'm leaning into my mom, but I just felt like she's smart, she's beautiful, she could have did whatever she wanted to do with her life, but she decided to keep me. And I know it was hard on her. My dad, I don't know if he was already running the streets, but he was in the street life, and I know that he was doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing, trying to provide for me. That made me feel like, well, maybe you wouldn't have done that had you not had me. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if he was doing it before I came, but I know that that was a thing that he was in the streets to try to help and provide for me. Um, I think it's a burden I carry around that really isn't mine because I didn't ask them to have me. But I feel like I'm responsible because I feel like they both could have been so much more. And it just bothers me because it's just like, what if I didn't exist? And where could you have been? Where could you have gotten? And yeah, it just makes me feel really, really, really shitty. Um, to pivot, my dad ended up in jail. I don't remember the age I was, but my mom would take me to go see him on Sundays. And I would be told he's in school, so he can't come home with me. I remember it so vividly. He has on his orange jumpsuit. We're sitting outside at the table, and there's like the place he's at. We're in Winston. It's small, so it's like a gate around it. And at that time, my dad had taken up drawing and stuff. I don't know if he drew when he was younger, but he had took up drawing, and he had made me like a card. He made me a happy birthday card before and a Christmas card. He was really good at it. He could really draw. And sitting out there and asking why can't you come home, and being told he's in school and so he has to stay here. Not having a dad in your life presently all the time through growing up fully sucks. You get the typical cliche moments of, oh, you didn't have your father's love, so you look for it in other men. It's not a joke. Went through it. We'll get there and talk about it. It's not a joke. It sucks not having your dad. He gets out of jail. Elementary school, we're still in Winston-Salem. That's where I'm born and was raised at for a portion of my life. He's at my school. He's coming to my school. He's bringing me lunch. He's the coolest dad. He's getting me the flyest fits, baby fat. I can remember him wearing Coogee, me wearing gauchos. And, everybody just saying, I have the coolest dad. I have the coolest dad. Everybody loved my dad. And he was there. Was at my graduation for 5th grade. My mom meets my stepdad. We moved to Durham. Absolutely hate it. Hate it. I think that started really that was the turning point for me. Really, where it was like, I'm leaving my dad. Obviously I'm skipping over the years to not make this dramatically long, but my dad has a problem with getting a phone and keeping a phone on, or just like not breaking a phone, whatever the case is. I don't know. This man go through phones like I go through water bottles. I literally just told him this the other day because I'm like, this is ridiculous. But didn't talk to him for periods of time because he wouldn't have a phone or his phone would be off. So I'm like trying to call and talk to my aunt, which is my dad's sister, through her phone to talk to him, or try to reach my grandma to be able to talk to him. It became a battle to get him on the phone and to be able to talk to him consistently. That was the turning point for me. I never knew that I would need my dad as much as I needed him in middle school. Middle school, I was exposed to masturbation. I was exposed to oral sex. I was exposed to bullying. I was exposed to perverted thoughts. Sixth grade, I met a girl. She already had a boyfriend, but she gave me attention that I never had before. Started dealing with her, just ended up heartbroken. Sixth grade, I'm new. Within the first week of being at my school, Lowe's Grove Middle School, I'm in drama. I don't even know these girls. I had never looked at my voice as different until sixth grade and being bullied, saying, "Oh, you sound like a man. You sound like a man." That stuff subconsciously gets in your head, and you start to feel like you aren't good enough or something is wrong with you. I didn't know anybody. Made friends over time, and half of those friends were females that I ended up in drama with later, or having some type of physical attraction to where we ended up dating or messing around. I caught myself dating a female and telling my mom about it in seventh grade, Mariana Lachey Bullock, and it was my birthday. And I just remember my mom telling me it's a phase, but I love you anyway. I don't think people understand how good it feels. And I'm not promoting perversion because it's in the Bible not to do it. And that's still something I'm struggling with. But to have a mom that says, I'll still love you anyway, before the hype of being gay, the propaganda of it being pushed back then, years ago, my mom was like, I'll still love you regardless. That was a comfort that I didn't feel I've ever had from my mom. I've always felt like I was distant from her and my dad, like I was the black sheep, like I was the trial and error child. My dad has over 12 kids. I'm the oldest. So I've got to see him be with multiple different people, never really settle down. And by the time I wanted to fix me and my dad's relationship, it just felt like he didn't have the time anymore. He didn't have the time. They're too busy. But middle school, my mom told me she still loved me. Me and that girl that I was dating at the time ended up at one point was about to fight each other. There was so many people that I was supposed to fight in middle school but never did. But high school, I got into two fights. Really should have been more, but I digress. Um, Middle school, I don't lose my virginity. I do go to the movies and have little boys touch me in places they shouldn't have been. I never gave oral sex during middle school ever, ever. Never received it, but knew about it, learned about it, but did get touched when I shouldn't have been touched by female and male. And it just opened you up to being promiscuous and wanting more, wanting to do more. Got to got to high school and ninth grade, met somebody I really fell in love with, Josh and Kadar. Don't know the last name. Ooh, I'm blanking. Or maybe that is. No, that's not his last name. Josh and Kadar, but I don't remember the last name, which is so pitiful right now. Loved his mom, loved her down. The sweetest person ever. And he ended up messing with his best friend on me. That broke my little heart. Broke my heart. I think it turned me into a savage though. Um, I can pinpoint at that moment is when I started not caring about anybody in a sense of being disrespectful towards myself. Lost my virginity before Joshua to somebody. I was 15, going into my sophomore year. The person that it is, I don't even want to say his name because he just did not deserve that. He's a good person, but he shouldn't have been the one. And love joshing down, like somebody that introduced me to, I was already writing poetry in middle school, but he was a great writer, is a great writer, and really helped me like really get in my bag with poetry. So shout out to him for that. You was good for something. And yeah, it hurt me so bad because I found out that he was messing with his best friend while dating me. It made me not trust men, period. A guy with a best friend, you couldn't tell me that they weren't doing anything. It made me turn into a savage. Very much was messing with any and everybody that would give me attention, and not any and everybody in a sense of like they was ugly. These men were, well, these boys at the time, sorry, were fine, but didn't care if you were in a relationship, didn't care if you were on and off with your girl, did not, I didn't care. I didn't have any remorse or any respect for myself or for anybody else because I'm feeling pain and I've been hurt. So now I don't care who I hurt. That unforgiveness started a trail, a domino effect of just the same cycle, falling for somebody, being played, disrespecting them to get back at them, and then being called out of my name, being called the homie hopper or the hoe. Or I learned so many lies about myself though, you know. The biggest lie I've ever heard at Hillside High School was that I had slept with the whole football team. Mind y'all, I didn't even know who the whole football team was, literally. And at that time, I had only slept with one of them because he was my boyfriend, and then had got oral from the other one, this other one. We did, you know, do what we do down the line, but at that time, it was literally only one person that owned the football team that could say that they actually had physical sex with me. So I was like, okay, like high school, people will make up stuff, and I had to. That's where I grew some balls. I learned how to defend myself, and a core memory arguing with females. It was like 3 girls that didn't like me in my first period class. Mind y'all, we just woke up. It's first period. That's what time in the morning? 8, 9? Why are you yelling at me? Trying to argue with me? Pick a fight with me? This early in the morning. I wouldn't even be bothering these people. So many people to witness. I wouldn't even bother them at times. It was just like my presence just bothered them. So they would like start with me. Most of the times I had my headphones in. Wasn't even paying no attention. So it's like, ugh, gotta argue. And one time it got so bad, but I was just like, I don't care. I was little, I don't care. It's 3 y'all in here and just me. Like, y'all do not scare me. Like, maybe they never did. Never did. But it hurt, and I felt betrayed by one of them in particular because freshman year we had been friends. So to get to sophomore, junior year and we're beefing is crazy over nothing. Come to find out, a whole bunch of the beef was, when it came to females, was about guys. And I never understood, even in me being disrespectful, why don't y'all ever go after the male who's like supposed to be loyal to you? It's not my job to be loyal to you. Now, was I wrong? Because I knew that y'all were like on and off. Yeah. But sometimes I didn't know. Sometimes men just be playing both sides. And then, like I said, I didn't owe you any loyalty. So you should have been mad at your person, not me. But was hurt by betrayal with friends when they would do me dirty, or if one of your friends stop liking you, it's like they click up with your enemies. I just felt like that was always weird. I'm not feeding you an essay on why you shouldn't like somebody because me and them don't like each other. You can like whoever you want to like. Now, what I'm saying is, we're friends and you've known me longer. Well, really, time doesn't matter here. But if you're my friend, why would you go out your way to become friends with my enemy? Now, when it comes to just not having beef with them, okay, just not talking to them, okay. But it's like if you're associated to anybody that is beefing with somebody, then you automatically don't like them. Baby, it don't be no beef. I just won't talk to you. It's that simple. I just felt like it was always simple. I guess people like to always try to make stuff difficult. It wasn't. So betrayal in high school, I skipped over some parts. Back up. Middle school, tried to commit suicide. Just go ahead and put it out there. And I'm not promoting that. I know that that's one of the sins that would have happened. I don't know what would have happened to my soul had it like actually happened, but I definitely did try with multiple pills. One time I had just felt very overwhelmed, like nobody loved me, nobody cared about me, a dark time. And then I also tried to attempt again in high school, but I told Ashton Farrar, shout out to him. My mama loves Ashton because he saved my life. I texted him, and at that time we had gotten close. In high school, I had met some really good friends that are lifelong friends. It doesn't matter how much time passed. I will always check in on them, always be rooting for them, always be praying for them, no matter the distance, no matter where we go, no matter if we don't even talk like that anymore. But Ashton came over to my house and told my parents what I told them I plan to do to myself. And I won't get into that because I don't want this to like get, pained or like taken down, whatever the case may be, but was in a horrible space, constantly arguing with these females, constantly can't even focus in school, got into fights, got in a fight at the place where I work at on Christmas. We'll never forget it. One of the girls that betrayed me, that we were friends, she used to tell people that we're cousins, came to my job, disrespected my mother in front of me. We fought. We fought. Cops were called because it was at a public place. They asked, did I want to press charges? I said no. Could have pressed charges. Could have got her in real trouble, but decided not to because I still cared about her as a person. That's crazy. Somebody can disrespect your mom, come to your job, act a fool, fight you, and you choose to still give grace. Um, got another fight at school. Wasn't even supposed to fight this girl. Was supposed to fight her friend, but she was too scared. Um, and then she got in there and told the people at the school that we was fighting over a dude. I was like, huh? She was one of the ones where didn't like her, so didn't care that her and her boyfriend was on and off, and surely did got the mouth work. I did. I'm not gonna lie. Now, do I ask for forgiveness now? Yes. Am I asking for forgiveness from all of y'all if y'all may end up saying this? Yes, because I was wrong. And as a female, you shouldn't want to put other females down or see other females hurting. So I do apologize and I am sorry. At that time, I didn't care though because I didn't like her. And didn't like her friends, didn't like none of them. And yeah, ended up fighting her. She got in there and said it was about her dude. I was like, no, that's not the case. Twitter was popping back then, still popping today, but it was really popping back then. And if you were in Durham, you already know the stories that have came out on Twitter involving me when I was calling out one of my friends right now. I ain't gonna say the name. Excuse me. But yeah, it got real on Twitter. But yeah, I got into the office. I'm like, no, like this is what happened on Twitter. We was going back and forth, me and her friend. We were supposed to fight. She got scared and sent her instead. Like I had nothing to lie about. And that's what I will say back then. Wasn't nobody lying. If I said it, I said it. If I said it, I said it. Now at one point in time, somebody had hacked my Twitter account. And it was one of the girls that I didn't like. She had my account. Don't know how it happened. Still to this day, don't know how it happened. Think it had something to do with my ex dude, to be honest. because he would have probably been the only person I gave my password to, because I used to have his password. So I know, matter of fact, it ain't even in the, I know it was him. He had to let one of them get it. And so posted stuff on my Twitter, made it look like it was me, and I got in trouble for it, but very slight trouble. Because I was like, this really was not me. Like my account was hacked, but it was like everything had lined up so perfectly in a sense of like we had just been arguing, the fight, all this stuff. So I was like, they almost caught me slipping. But guess what? After that fight in school, I was back the next day in my cutest outfit. Hoes was mad. Sorry, God. The enemies were mad because they were defeated. Okay. Fought the one girl. She didn't win. She didn't win. There's a video out there. People still have it. She had kicked me on my knee. My mom thought she had kicked me in my face. I went to school the next day in my best outfit, face untouched, hair long as heck before I cut it. What? Flexing. When I say them friends was upset, it was big mad, y'all. Big mad. I was like, well, baby, yeah. Because the administrators already knew about the drama and the beef. It confuses me in these school systems how y'all allow stuff to go on for so long until a fight, and then that's when you step in and intervene. My mom was like, what you're not gonna do, this will not be on her record. This will not, she will be at school tomorrow because y'all already knew about this. I've called up here how many times to tell y'all that this has been happening to my daughter. These girls are arguing with her every single day. Obviously, my mom know I'm not innocent. I definitely was telling her, yeah, baby, I be on Twitter popping my junk because you're not gonna get up there and try to bully who? Who? Fight me. Who was it that was fighting in the Bible? Peter. Peter or Paul? Or did he get turned to Paul? I'm still reading the Bible. I'm in Exodus, so I don't know yet. But whichever one of them it is, I wasn't playing that. Middle school went through the bullying, went through the feeling like I wasn't enough, went through the attempted suicide. High school got my heart broken, felt betrayal by friends, lost hella friends along the way that ended up being close with my enemies. What? Felt betrayed then, tried to commit suicide then. Because it's just like, what's going on? Like, am I really the problem? Life would be better without me here. But then I had to realize some of these girls, y'all have drama in y'all life whether I exist or not, because it literally, that's who you are. That's your brand. Maybe they've grown up now. To God be the glory if they have. I hope they have. I hope everybody finds Jesus and just want to clean up their act and apologize and get better. Really, genuinely, honestly pray that for all of them. But it's just like back then, I thought it was me. But even if I was out the picture, y'all were beefing amongst yourselves at one point. It's just like fakeness just festered there. So it's just like, even in that friend group, it's just like, so was it really me? No, I think it's just I have a mouth on me. And because in middle school, I was very vocal, very, oh, you're not doing this. You're not going to be talking to me like any type of way. 3 against 1, don't care. 5 against 1, I don't care. Like, I did not care. I was popping my lips whenever they tried me. Because if I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. So, yeah, when it comes to unforgiveness for people, I think it stems a lot from school, if anything. First was family, feeling like forgiving forgiving my parents for having me at such a young age, because I felt like, well, y'all are young and y'all, I am the trial and error child. Y'all are trying to understand how to get it right with me and how to go about parenting because y'all are kids yourselves. I am not an advocate for having kids at a young age at all. I think this generation is insane when they milf this, milf that. It's not cute that you a single parent. It's not cute that y'all don't have a family. You're not raising this child in a loving family. It's not cute that you raising a child and you a child yourself. Because then we grow up and we have these traumas and these feelings and these emotions we don't know what to do with. And y'all think it's cute. Now, who lied to you? It's not. And a lot of people this day and age wear kids as an accessory. You like them when they're young in the baby stage. That child is going to grow up to be a human being, and either you're going to teach them how to be a decent one, or they're going to literally grow up and be Dennis the Menace. And then whose fault is it? Yours. I'm heavily supportive of when your child goes out and does something like, mass shootings and stuff, that the parent is also given a charge. Because what didn't do to make your child be like this? What did you pay attention to versus didn't pay attention to that made your child get like this? So yeah, very heavy on the have to forgive my parents and give them grace because they were so young and they didn't know no better. They didn't know no better. And it was an option to get an abortion with me. My mom was a army brat, so my grandfather was in the army. My uncle, sorry, is in the army. One of them is, and he didn't play that. It was an option. It was an option. They decided to keep me. To God be the glory. I'm here today. Not perfect, very much flawed, but thank God I am here, and I'm doing this thing called life, even though it sucks at times. But all is well, and I won't complain. Now, when it comes to the friends that betrayed me, that messed up my trust. I think my trust was diminished in middle school, for real. So many friends I lost. So many enemies turned friends too, because people did grow up. And it's just like, but why did it even have to be like that? Like, I'm that person that's just like, why we just couldn't have been good the entire time? Why did I have to get hurt for us to now be good? I'm that person that is a why. I don't understand why it had to be like this. Why did I have to feel pain before I felt joy? Why did I have to feel hate before I felt love? Why did I have to feel sorrow and sadness before I found peace and happiness? Why? So I think I need to forgive all those people in middle school that I called friends. I need to forgive the girl who first touched me and I felt like that was going to be my girlfriend. I need to forgive the people in high school that I need to forgive the boys in middle school on a bus who bullied me. I need to forgive the people in high school who fussed at me every day with their friends. Because come to find out, a lot of people were dealing with their own traumas and things at home and got to school and wanted to take it out on somebody. A lot of the times I got bashed and bullied and taunted because of things that weren't even involving me. I have to give them grace. Because just how they were upset, I was upset that my parents had me. I was upset that they didn't know what they were doing. So when my anger came back, I'm yelling at y'all and really mad at y'all for things that really I ain't got nothing to, y'all ain't tied to that either. It's things within myself, things that happened in middle school before I even got to high school with y'all new set of people. Forgiving everybody, forgiving the guys that hurt me. Because baby Shamar, love them now. I have love for every ex that I have. I'll never be that person to say I don't love my exes. I love all of my exes. The love is just different. But would never want nothing to happen to them. But what our relationship took me through the ringer, and I'm not innocent. But baby, the ringer took me through I was fighting for my life. Okay. I love Hoppo, but I'd kill him dead before I let him beat me. Okay. No one getting beat. But definitely was a lot of disrespect in that relationship. A lot of hurt, a lot of lack of communication. Whew, the lies, the sneakiness, the best friend thing came up again. So I don't, by the time I got to college, I didn't trust men at all. So got in a relationship with a girl in college to speed this up. Got a tattoo of her on my thigh. Got it covered up. Um, Ended up talking to another girl after that for some years. Recently, just like cut that off and was like, I'm not dying and going to hell for you. I got to get to heaven. Love her down. Really thought that she was going to be my wife. Thought that's who I was going to spend my life with. Can't go to hell for you. I can't compromise. I am set apart. I am different. A lot of hurt with that too. And we weren't even in a relationship, but dealing with each other for years. And in a space of giving grace, forgiving people for things they've done to me, knowingly, unknowingly, intentionally, unintentionally, because it did hurt me. It hurt me a lot. And I could put on a strong face, but it hurts. And I cry out to God constantly to remove the pain and the hurt that I felt and to replace it with forgiveness, to replace it with wholeness, to replace it with love that only He can provide. So I'm done with this. And I just want to say that I forgive y'all and I forgive myself. Won't be bringing it up again. The second question was, do I have jealousy built up in me? I don't think it's jealousy. I do realize that sulking in things isn't a good thing, but I did have a real conversation with my best friend recently, and we both disclosed some things that I'm not going to share because it was a private conversation. But along the lines of jealousy, I don't think it's jealousy. I think I have envious tendencies when it comes to people following their dreams and goals because I'm scared to run after mine. And really, it's me admiring them for doing it, but being envious because, wow, I haven't even tried yet, or I discredit myself before I can even get there to do it myself. So, asking God to remove enviousness from me and to just give me strength in my weakness, because when I feel like I shouldn't be somewhere or shouldn't be there, if I'm in the room, then it already signifies I'm qualified and I shouldn't be trying to prove myself once I'm in that space and in that room just because some people may feel like I need to do that. So being okay with showing up as my authentic self wherever I'm at, in church, at work, in the grocery store, in a restaurant, just being my genuine, authentic self anywhere and not caring who doesn't like it. Because I am a light. I am a light. And God is within me. So she will not what? Say it with me. Fail. So third, who is God to me? God is a constant friend, the most purest lover, my safety net, my redeemer, my protector, my father. He's the light in the darkness. He's my happy mornings that I get to look forward to in my lowest points at night. He's the lily in the valley. He's the bright and morning star. He's the I am. He's the head. He's above and beneath. He's everything in between. I love him. He's a supplier of all my needs. I lack nothing when it comes to God. When you really pray and seek His face and realize that we don't deserve the sacrifice He gave us, came down to earth, clothed Himself in humanity, became Jesus, died on the cross, nails in His hand, nails in His feet. Picture that in your mind. Tortured, a crown of thorns. We don't deserve a God like this that loves us beyond our faults, that loves us without stipulation, that takes care of us when we disrespect Him on a daily and we choose to disrespect Him. It's not always the devil. It's not. We give Him too much credit. God, I'm grateful for your peace, for your love that is finding me, the light that you are reigniting and relighting. Increase you and decrease me. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thank you all for listening. Forgive your family. I didn't even touch on everything within my family because some things just don't even deserve to be said. But forgive your family. You don't know what they went through. Forgive your family. Forgive your friends. Forgive your foes. I've seen something that says we have such a hard time forgiving our friends, but we'll forgive a female or a male that we like that has disrespected us. And that's the realest thing I've ever seen. Forgive people. Don't be dumb, but forgive them. And if they're not meant to be in your life, then move on gracefully, but forgive them. The forgiveness is for you. Forgive them. Forgive your enemies. Pray for your enemies. You don't know what they're going through, what they're battling with. 9 times out of 10, it's not you that they're fighting. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, for your mishaps, the moments you missed the mark. And give grace. Spread love because there's too much hate out here in the world. I love y'all. Until next time. Bye.